Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another edition of Old School versus New School. What's going on, Alex?
What's up, TheeEnicole? What's good with you?
Man, everything.
Everything is everything.
Yes.
Is that what the E for in TheeEnicole?
Yeah, you already know.
Man, listen, we had some tornadoes come through here yesterday
Really?
in Virginia Beach, man. Tore some stuff up.
Oh,
But
wow.
uh, but thankfully, what there was no injuries reported, but there's damage to about 50 to 100 homes. It's crazy.
Oh, wow.
And we had the Something in the Water, festival, the thing Pharrell does in Virginia Beach every year. And even though it was a lot of rain, it was very successful. So because the rain was in and out, but thankfully, right after it ended, I guess everybody was gone. Tornadoes came through Virginia Beach. Crazy.
Oh, wow. Hey, Mooey. Uh,
Moo,
wow.
moo, moo.
See, that's what you get when you be messing around with the old school. How's your day going so far, Alex?
My day has been good. Messing with the grandbaby, taking care of some business. Me checking the stock numbers all day and my crypto numbers, and seeing where I'm gonna move money here or there or leave it where it's at for now, that kind of thing. So, you know, trying to get more and more financially literate because it's an ongoing process. You never hit the ceiling; it's constantly going. So,
Right.
but yeah,
I said right like I know what you're talking about. I don't know what.
we had Samson on here. You know what we talking about. You
Listen,
know,
thank you, Mooey.
yeah. We had Samson up on this joint. You know what it is.
Listen, we gonna have him back, of course, and we're gonna talk about it more because you know I want to know, and it's people like me that want to know. So we're gonna find out because we got to know what to do with this money. They've been knowing what to do with this money all this time. We need to know what's going on as well.
Do you know after 2035, they're gonna be putting an end to Social Security? So they're just trying to get rid of the baby boomers, right? They're trying to make sure the baby boomers are taken care of. And then, either the baby boomers will be dead by 2035 or they all be paid up by 2035. And they're not worried about the millennials or Generation X. They don't care about none of them. They just worry about taking care of the baby boomers, and they're going to end Social Security.
I mean, from what I heard, they be playing games with it anyway. So
Mhm. Yeah. So I just want people to get ready. I don't want people to be working right now and go, I'm gonna get my Social Security and I'll be good. No, because chances are it's not going to be here. It could be, but right now they're telling you it's not going to be here.
wow.
Yeah. What you
Well,
got for me this week?
I feel like anybody that look like us, you shouldn't be working for nobody but yourself anyway. Y'all know I scream that all the time.
All the time, every day, all week, you scream that, and you doing it, and you doing
Period.
it. You know what I mean? So, but what you got for me this week? Crazy to go on.
Well, I think I want to find out why everybody's so single. And Ayala was on some show. I don't know the name of the show or anything like that, but you sent it to me and
Mm.
let's roll it. As people come in, we'll probably roll it again as we
Mm.
discussing it. But here goes the video that we're going to discuss today.
Okay.
Said that you cannot teach a man or tell a man how to be a man. So I will not ask you to indict men in this question. But I do want you to speak, Ayanla, to how women need to, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build. When some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all, they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver? You. Would you date
If he owns the bus. If he owns it. If he owns the bus.
That's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well. I would date a bus.
You've said.
Well. What do you think? What do you think, TheeEnicole? Would you date a bus driver?
I agree with Ayala.
Okay. And why do you agree with Ayala before I jump in here?
I've never been like a judgy person like that. Like, long as you treat me right and you got money coming in, what does it matter where it's coming from to me, in my opinion?
Yeah. You know.
Well, you can't be selling that thing though. Like,
yeah. And that's what they're doing, a lot of them. Okay. They're not standing on corners, they're not call girls, they're not in the strip club on the pole, but they are selling that thing. Period. I don't care how they look at it, they're selling that thing. if you just looking for a dude with some money so he can take care of you and buy you trinkets and material items and run you to fancy dinners, and you can't even cook a hot dog and none of this kind of stuff, you're not a good mother, your children are sitting around with nannies, whatever, then you, ma'am, are a prostitute. Because you being bought for sex because you have no other purpose.
Tell them how you really feel, Alex.
I'm telling you.
Zion.
You know, and you know, this broad on this thing on killing me. The one talking to Ayala, I happen to agree with Ayala too. Okay. And when I say broad, is women like her. Okay. And I don't mean all women. So if you're offended by the word broad, then I'm talking to you. Okay. Because y'all need to understand, we live in a capitalistic society. Men already know, people already know, women already know you need money to live. That's a given. People like nice things. They want a house. People want to run businesses. They want to drive in nice cars. They want their kids well taken care of. And to do that, you need money. We know that. But the problem with so many women is they put money at the forefront. And they put no other value in the man but the money. But then you ask them, what's your value? I'm giving him some butt. You what? So you think all you got to do is come with a vagina and you good. You're not good. Can you cook? Can you clean? Can you iron clothes? Do you read bedtime stories to the children? What do you do other than grease up when I get home and then take my checkbook and credit cards the next day and go shopping?
See, my thing is, I don't like when people expect things from you that they're not willing to give. Like, you want him to take you to 5-star restaurants, buy you gifts and trinkets whenever he out, but you don't do none of those things for him. Like, I just feel like whatever you expect, you should be willing to do for that man. Like, if you're not in a position to take him to the same places that you want to go, then you don't deserve that man. I mean, that's just how I feel about it.
You know what my motto is? Because I'm the type of guy that if I'm with a woman or married to her, you know, I've been married twice. You know, if I'm in love with a woman or into that woman, women expect you to die for them. If you love them, they expect you. If a car jumped the curb, they expect you to jump in front of them and take the impact. If somebody's out there shooting, they expect you to jump in front of them and take the bullet and all this stuff, right? Because we're supposed to protect our women, right? So if I'm willing to give my life for you, and I tell you to get up and make me a sandwich, I don't want to hear nothing. Just get up and make the sandwich.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna need you to ask me. don't tell me, but I'll do it.
Well, it's always about being polite and courteous. Okay.
But some people don't feel that way. They gonna be like, go in there and make me a sandwich. That's when you gonna get the excuse me.
And sometimes you like, listen, babe, I'm a little hungry, can you go make me a sandwich? I was just in the kitchen. You could ask me. I was just in the kitchen. Why could you ask me then? It's like, what's all of that? You know what I'm saying? Just get up and make it. If your man is hungry, go make it. You don't do nothing else. And half of them ain't even good in bed. They think they're good in bed just because they have a vagina. That don't mean you good in bed. If your vagina's worn out because you've been with 200 and 300 dudes, it ain't good.
It's a lot of shots being fired. Let's slow down. Damn. Alex, do you feel triggered at this topic?
I'm triggered, TheeEnicole.
So let's talk about that real quick. Let's sit in that real quick, the triggering, right? So what are some things that you have dealt with besides the sandwich that you feel like coincide with what the young lady was basically saying to Ayanna? Because she asked her that and she didn't change her face, her stride, nothing. Like, that's how she feel. If you ain't owning the bus, she ain't rocking with you. So, like, what's something that you've dealt with from a woman that you feel like women need to work on?
Well, for one, I've been cheated on, so it's not all about men always cheating. Both sides of the coin cheat. Men and women both cheat. Okay? That's number one. But number two, I think that growing up, I wasn't treated well by young girls, and then I got into my teenage years, I wasn't treated well. So I had a lot of healing and stuff to do. Now, as I became an adult, I had more than my share of women, so I'm not complaining about that as I've grown into my own person. But I just seen so much shadiness with women and lack of accountability. It's these double standards, right? It's like, okay, if a man calls the police because his woman is hitting on him, whatever, I mean, they may come, they may show up, but they don't take it as serious as if she had called. Okay? Yeah. That's a double standard. Okay? Just like it's a double standard when a woman go out and cheat, right? If a woman go out and cheat, they don't just say, oh, she cheated, she ain't shit, she's a lowlife. They always ask, what did her man do to make her cheat? He must have did something. But when men cheat, we just low down dirty dogs who stick anything that's moving. Those are the kind of things that bother me. And we keep seeing it over and over again. Women who they don't have nothing. They got, 5 kids, 5 baby daddies, and they want a dude to come in their life with all this value to take care of them and their 5 mistakes. Now, are the kids' mistakes, TheeEnicole? I'm not talking about the children that way.
Oh, I was about to say now.
But listen,
what have you been drinking today?
You got 5 kids and you ain't with none of their daddies. Not one. Never been married, nothing. But you want some other guy to come and take care of you and those 5 children because of your bad decisions. Take accountability for your decisions.
I want to pause right there. Because it's off the subject, but not off the subject. So you cover Ready to Love, right?
Yep.
So did you see on the reunion how Jeffrey and Dre, they're not together anymore because he said, did you hear him where he said that she don't let him see the kids?
Yeah, I heard that.
Baby daddies. Mm-hmm. So what do you think when somebody has that type of attitude? Because she presented herself like she was high and mighty. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like she was so pristine and that she was actually ready to love. And they wondering like, well, where's the fathers? And he's basically flat out said she don't let him see the kids.
Mm-hmm. And I know that women do that all the time. Anytime there's some children and there's a bad breakup, and if the woman know the man loves his children, want to see his children, she'll use those children. If she's an angry, vindictive woman, she'll do it. Not all women do that. Some women like, listen, come get your kids. I'll go out and do my thing while you got them.
Exactly.
Okay. But some women want to use the kids as a shield and all this kind of stuff and just get at the man any way they can. Okay. Now, in Jeffrey's situation, like I said, we don't know every detail about that situation, but what we do know is Dre knew she had 3 children. Period. Okay, so if the fathers are not there, whether the fathers are there or not, you chose to be with a woman with 3 children. You got to take on some of that responsibility. Period.
But it's a little different if you have kids. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I don't like when people who have active fathers in their kids' life talk about, I'm a single mom. No, you're not. You co-parent. You have a co-partnership with somebody, because some people out here don't have the baby daddy helping them do nothing, not around, none of that. That's a single parent. But for you to be what do I want to call it? Like, she basically made herself that, because you're not letting your kids daddy see them. Like, that changes the character of who you are.
I mean, why should a man have to go to court just to see his children? And we all know the family court is a scam. They see nothing more out of a man than a paycheck. They all about destroying families, not rebuilding families. All a woman got to do is go up in there and start crying. I'm having
And
it
that's
hard.
what she looked like she did. That's what when he said that, I'm sorry, but how she presented herself, she looked like that.
Mm. Well, I've said this about Jeffrey, and I said this on the air. As beautiful as she is, and she's a very beautiful woman, she has a very icy stare about her. Like she'll look through you and cut through you with just the way she looks at you. And you know what's on her mind. Like, you don't mean nothing to me. I'm going to get you.
Mean.
You know, as soon as I get a chance, I'm going to cut you down. You know, that's the kind of look she has. You know, so you would have to act. And I've seen that look many, many times. Okay.
He said many, many times.
Many, many times. That's why I know what that look is. You know, see, you know, because TheeEnicole, people get hurt over and over again so much when they get cold. You're like, I can't trust anybody. I gave my heart to these people. I've had this man's children. I put her in my house. I bought him this. I bought her that. And I still got done dirty over and over again.
I mean, I get it. I've been hurt before, but you can't let that change who you are, because guess what? That person that did all of that stuff to you, they living their best little life.
Ain't going back and forth with you, living my best life. Smile, bitch.
Hey, Alex is on one today.
Smile, bitch.
But not for real though. Some people can do whatever to you and they will live their best life. So why would you let that change who you are? And that's exactly what she looks like. Like, she has let life change her. But I don't know, like, how do you not work on yourself but think you're supposed to be in this I don't know, nice shiny relationship? Like, this man is supposed to worship the ground you walk on, and you an incomplete person.
Nobody should come to any relationship 50-50. You come 100-100.
Period. Did you
Nobody's
going to my little book?
What was that?
You took that from my little book.
Oh, I stole it.
But yes, I wholeheartedly agree with that.
And you know, it's nobody's job to fix you. I think a lot of times people jump from relationship to relationship to relationship, looking for somebody else to make them feel whole, to make them feel loved, to make them feel complete. And you got to already come into it like that. Mm-hmm. So if you're looking for the other person to do that for you, you're going to always be disappointed in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Always. Mm-hmm. Nobody is 100% of what you need for them to be. We all got little idiosyncrasies. Some of us go and take a shower and we step out of our clothes, get right in the shower, come out and leave the clothes there. Some people do that. You know, some people take socks off and leave them by the bed, or one sock in the living room and one sock in the bedroom. You know, these are people's habits. So you have to adjust to their habits the same way they got to adjust to your habits. Nobody's going to be everything you need for them to be at every minute of the day. You know, so you got to really want to work on yourself. As badly as I was treated, TheeEnicole, growing up by girls and some young women, I took it upon myself to not to succumb to it. because it made me an angry, violent person for a long time. And I knew I could not continue like that. So I made a concerted effort to change myself, treat women better, talk to them better. Even though, like I said, I've been betrayed, cheated on, whatever. Like you said, it doesn't change who I am. It's not going to change who I am. I'm going to do what I do. If you don't appreciate it, that's your loss.
All right, I got a question. The look you say Jeffrey had, do you think that that lady that was talking to Ayala, they had the same look in their face?
Sure did. Sure did. Go look when you play it again, because we're going to play it again.
I'm about to play it again right now. Welcome to everybody that's coming in. I'm about to play the video that we are discussing, and I want to know in the chat what you guys think as women and men. Here we go.
Said that you cannot teach a man or tell a man how to be a man. So I will not ask you to indict men in this question. But I do want you to speak, Ayanla, to how women need to, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build, when some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all, they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus.
That's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well. I would date a bus.
That you've said.
TheeEnicole, that woman looked like she just so fed up that she ain't paying attention to nothing Ayala's talking about.
Hey, Room Shaker. Yeah, but she also looked like she come in the door, how society, the media, everything positions these females. Oh, if you ain't bringing me this, if you ain't buying me this, I'm not talking to you. Like, what did you get him? What did you buy for him?
I'll give you a prime example. First of all, that woman looked so hurt in her face by what she was saying. When she was saying it, you could feel the hurt. And then when she sat back while Ayala answered, you could look at her face and you could tell why Ayala's talking. She's like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. I know what I'm gonna do. Whatever. That's how she looks. Okay. So, but I'll give you a prime example, TheeEnicole. Think about Mother's Day. Think about how we hold mothers in such reverence that we go way out of the way for mothers. And I'm not against that because I do it. Okay. We crawl at their feet, we make them dinner, we bring flowers, we take them on car rides to fancy restaurants. Mother's Day is it. We do it all. What do fathers get? A reused gift, a tie, a pair of socks.
All out for my daddy.
Happy Father's Day, Dad.
Yes.
Maybe a card. That's all we get. And that's an indication of how we're expected to live through society, how we're expected to exist. Men are just supposed to take it. Nobody really cares about a man's feelings. We just supposed to, whatever comes our way, we just supposed to take it, man up, take care of our family, take care of our women, especially men of color. Now, she spoke about men don't have access to the earning potentials, the resources, the incomes, all that kind of stuff. She needs to understand things like systematic racism, which she don't seem to understand that. She don't understand things like
lighter. So
she don't. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Let me pause real quick. I gotta put out my support portion. If y'all do not know who my co-host is, Magnetic Repellant, make sure y'all go over there and subscribe to him. He has a lot of good content over there. I support. Y'all know how I feel about support. You support me, I support you back. There's also some great content creators in the chat. Make sure that you guys subscribe to Mui. Her channel is up and coming. Make YouTube fun again. Make sure that y'all support that movement. Room Shaker in here too. Make sure y'all subscribe to her as well. And if I see anybody else pop in, I will give you a shout out as well because we have to stick together. Now, moving back to this lady who obviously doesn't stick with the black men. I agree. I think that a lot of females tend to forget how hard black men do have it. Because it goes back into, I've said this in previous shows, when the men are telling us what they go through, it's always a one up. But what about us? Okay, did you even hear what he said? And vice versa. Like it's always a competition of fucked up things that's happening to you. Well, we can deal with one problem at a time. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that it's a little insensitivity of what men have to go through, because if you do have a good man and he's out, he's going to work, he come in, he makes sure you good, and all you have to do when he comes through the door is complain. How do you not understand why these marriages are not lasting? How do you not understand why you still single? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And I find it interesting that women are always on social media, because women fall in love or think they're in love, they'll post it on social media real quick. A lot of women. I'm not going to say all, right? Because when I say all women, what you mean all? They can't. They're too dumb to read between the lines. I don't mean all. Okay. So, but a lot of women post on social media about their relationship. 3 months. Oh, I'm with my king. We going to dinner. Me and my king going roller skating. Me and my king. And 3 months later, I'm single.
But see, that's because that's not about that relationship.
Hold on. Then a month after that, they got somebody else. I'm with my king. And then 4 months after that, they single again. Then come back with another king. I'm like, bitch, what you playing? Spades? What's all these kings?
But that's because those posts are not for that relationship. Those posts are for other people to see what they're doing, to make it look like they're living this grand life.
But you know what it also is, TheeEnicole?
What?
The fact is, listen, women always accuse men. All they want is sex. All they want is sex. Women want to have sex too. Period. They enjoy it too. Okay.
But obviously, people are not having it, or they having it with people and being secretive. Because if you was really having great sex and you was really having a great relationship, it wouldn't be so many miserable, angry people in the world. Okay.
Well, listen, it just has to be done right, and you have to be with a very unselfish lover. A lot of people are very selfish lovers. That's the problem too.
I don't know what that means.
That means they get theirs and they finished. Once they get theirs, they finished. And that they don't care about the other person feeling good or having an orgasm or a climax or whatever. They don't care. Once they get theirs, they're done.
Well, I feel sorry for those people.
But
sorry
I'll tell you,
sorry to that woman.
but I'll tell you this. Women always say that, oh, that's all a man want. That's all a man want. Well, listen, y'all want the same thing. Okay. But what it is that there's such negative connotations associated with women who sleep around. Okay. They don't want to be known as hoes and whores and all that kind of stuff. So they figure if I say I'm in a relationship, I'm not hoeing. Now, I know this dude ain't the one. I'm having fun for a few months, whatever. But if I can convince everybody I'm in a relationship, then they won't think I'm a hoe.
I don't agree with that. I feel like now in this day and age, they don't care. They push that city girls up. They don't care. Like, they don't care no more.
Well, let me ask you this, TheeEnicole.
What's up?
Do you think a woman's value goes up when her body count goes up?
Her value?
Yeah. Because y'all trying to be like men, right? Y'all trying to go out here and body count and do all this kind of stuff and not hurt and not feel. Do you think she gets more value with a high body count or less value?
Well, I don't feel like that. And, I don't know how to answer that question because men do it too. My thing is, I just feel like people need to mind their own business. Like what she's doing in her bedroom, that's on her. Like, um, why does that put any type of value or take away from any value?
But it's the same thing, like I told you earlier about the double standard. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is another a classic double standard because when men can have 1,000 women and he's a stud, but when women do it,
That's good.
she's a hoe, she's not wifeable, she been ran through, and we just have to accept that that's it. It's always been that way.
Yeah.
Okay, because like I said, that thing will get worn out, and it won't have no elasticity left whatsoever.
Alex, have
Okay,
you been through that?
I
Have you
have,
experienced that?
I have.
And what did you do?
I left it alone. I'm not getting no enjoyment out of that. That thing like a tunnel.
Okay, so what if the man can't keep up? Well, when we talking about double standards, okay, so she worn out, so she need to get tossed to the side. What about the men that can't keep up? So if you can't keep up financially and you can't keep up sexually, what's the woman supposed to do? She supposed to suck it up? Well, not literally.
Yeah,
Y'all know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean.
That's what she's supposed to do.
No, that's not what I meant. She's supposed to just deal with it.
Well, listen. If he can't provide financially, he can't protect, and he can't perform. I don't know. I don't know what's up with the brother. I can't help him. But that's when they have Viagra and stuff like that. You may get you a pill and do that, and man up and figure out a way to make some money or whatever the case is. But again, these are the double standards. TheeEnicole. We just have these double standards.
So let me ask you a question. Do you feel that people should go into relationships more so willing to because this is the thing, people want to get into relationships already prepackaged, you feel me?
Yep.
Like, whereas, back in the day, people would get together and they would build together. Nobody wants to build together with somebody. They want somebody to already be a millionaire, already have their businesses together, already have grown children. You're like, I feel like everybody's standards is too high. That's why this shit's not working out.
Yeah. Well, there's no truth in that. Matter of fact, there's a whole lot of truth in that. And again, it goes back to people that's been hurt and been in pain, and have a very, very low tolerance with every relationship they go through. You got some people that they just look for stuff. They like the guy or they like the woman, but they looking for the stuff. So they go, let's see. Oh, I came by her house the other day. It was 2 plates in the sink. That bitch don't do the dishes, man. I'm out. It's like, what? It's like, bruh. So, okay, she left 2 plates in the sink. What else did you see? Nah, I just know if she got 2 dishes in the sink, she don't keep a clean house, son. I ain't dealing with that.
I feel like most people who is somebody like that sound like somebody who has a group of them and is basically comparing them.
That might be true. But it just, and a lot of times when you're dating actively, you are comparing, you're collecting data. If you're honestly looking for a spouse or a mate and you're dating, you're collecting data on each and every person to say, this one has most of what I would need. So I'm going to go with this one and tell the other ones we're no longer dating. And that's what that's about.
But could that set you up for failure? Because you don't have your full attention on just one person. You have your attention on multiple people. So it's a lot of things that you're missing and making assumptions about. Just like you just said, 2 dishes in the sink. She might have just ate before you came over here.
Yeah, and that's true too. I agree with that too. If you're all over the place, you don't have your focus. I just had this discussion the other night with a young lady friend of mine. Just had this discussion. Okay. And I agree with that. If you're all over the place and you're not focused on one person, then you definitely want to find this one's better here. I don't like that one here. She's better in bed. This one cooks better. You're all over the place instead of sticking with one and telling one person, this is how I like my chicken.
Not to mention when you deal with more than one person, hold on. When you deal with more than one person, it's always going to be somebody that's leading the race, right? So you automatically gonna get annoyed and turned off a little bit by the other people,
Right.
because somebody else is leading the race. You know what I'm saying? When but it's always the situation. You pick the wrong one because you looking for the wrong things.
Right. That's right. And you're always looking for something wrong. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
yeah,
You know, if a person does, 9 great things and the 10th thing is not that great, then you focus on the 10th thing. What about the other 9? It don't mean nothing. It really don't mean nothing. So, you just focused on the negative thing because that comes from years and years and years of pain and hurt and being
What happened to
disappointed.
just being cool with a person and something growing from there? Why does, because I'm sorry, but the lady look like when she meets somebody, she goes down the whole little list. Like, what you got going on? Do you own any property? Where's the children? Like, you know what I'm saying? What happened to being friends, meeting somebody on the humble, and y'all just start kicking it, and it naturally grows into something? Why does it have to be you meet somebody and then he have to be your husband next week? Like, that is crazy as hell to me.
Yeah, well, that's true. Because some people are so, loneliness is a disease. And some people will accept anything, Some people will accept anything just to not be lonely. And they rush into stuff, too quickly. Like I've heard situations where people have moved the person in after 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. And I actually know females, like, I don't know what disease that would be though. Like, have you ever met somebody where they just think everybody want them? Like,
Yeah.
like the security guard at your job say good morning, and they will be like, girl, he be on me because he said good morning. He said good morning to everybody walk through the door. What do you mean? Like, for real, like, I don't understand or I'm thinking these days. Like, I don't know. Like, you complain about relationships, but you're not willing to put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
You're not willing to, like, you want this man to come to you and be vulnerable, give you all his money, have sex with you 3-4 times a day, but you treat him like shit. But he's supposed to stay and be happy with that.
Right. And vice versa. A lot of times once we're in a relationship, we don't behave the way we did to get the person. Once we get comfortable, it's almost like the natural order of things to start taking things for granted. And that's what we have to realize. We do that subconsciously. And we have to avoid that. It's like whatever we did to get the person, there's a reason why they came to us and accepted us for these things. So don't stop doing it.
Yeah, that's weird to me because if I'm into I'm not going to be doing anything to get you. We just gonna see where it goes. But as my feelings develop for you, that make me want to go harder for you. Like, right. I don't see why it's the opposite way. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, you supposed to go harder as you fall more in love with somebody, not be like, okay, he's here, he's not going nowhere. Why wouldn't he go nowhere? Or why wouldn't she go nowhere? You know what I'm saying?
That is a question for the ages. Because people think, they shit don't stink. I'm the greatest thing since pockets were invented. I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread. So why would they go anywhere? They ain't gonna find that no better than this. People get that stuff in their mind. You know what I mean? And once they get that stuff in their mind,
I think we have to talk about the truth, right? Because you know how I feel. I believe that some people was trained the wrong way as well. Some people be like, well, my mama said if he don't do this, this, and this, and this, then he's not for me. But it's a mother coming from a place of pain, like this lady saying that she didn't try every race, color, and age. And it didn't work for her. So, they will teach their daughters these toxic requirements that will leave them single as well.
I'm not sure how true that is with her saying she's ran across the spectrum or whatever. I'm not sure. She said ages too. So what she saying? She dated older guys and younger guys and guys her age, and she said she did it all.
Well, I mean, she looked good and grown. It could be possible,
Well,
just to test the waters or a date or something.
right, it's
Because she
possible.
looking for the wrong thing. So she
Mm,
probably did do a little speed dating round
mm,
and said, "Oh no, he don't have this, he don't have that, he don't have this." Well, what do you not have? You know what I'm saying? Nobody. I ain't gonna say nobody's the complete package, but what I'm saying is everybody has their flaws of some
yeah,
sort.
of some sort, some sort. Nobody's perfect.
Nobody.
You know what I mean? So if you're looking for perfection,
Oh, I
you might
should
as well wait
remake
till
that
you,
song.
huh?
I should remake that song "Nobody's Perfect" by Missy Elliott.
Yeah. If you're looking for perfection, then you might as well wait till you pass away and go on to glory and be with the Lord. You're looking for perfection. That's all. That's, because human beings are just flawed by nature. By our very nature, we're fallible. You know what I mean? So you're not gonna.
But it's supposed to be that way somewhat because it's supposed to be a partnership. If you get with somebody, and that's any relationship to me, in my opinion, your friends, acquaintances, when it comes to business or something like that, like, okay, let's take me and you for example. We are business acquaintances,
Mm-hmm.
but it's some things that you're well versed in, and there's things that I'm well versed in. But when we bring them together, we learn from each other. Why do people think that? Like, I don't want to be the teacher all the damn time. I want to be taught things too.
Right. That's right. But that's how it should be because I may be great at some things, another person is great at another thing, and we can all learn and grow from each other. Nobody knows everything. We all have different talents and abilities. And if you're getting together with somebody to build something, then what you both have to do is find out what your gifts and talents are and then figure out how we're going to build something great out of that.
Right.
And see, that's where the work comes in. See, when the fairy tale is over and you're not googly eyed as much as you used to be, and you're not in bed as much as you used to be in the bed and all this other kind of stuff, and the work kick in, that's the part people can't deal with.
So while we on this, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, because I know I said I think it, but do you think women are too hard on men?
Wow. I think that men sometimes we set ourselves up to be, treated harshly.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's a harsh society for men. I'm not saying it's not hard on women because it is.
Mm-hmm.
But Black men, it is really, really a harsh society when it comes to us, and you have to have a really, really thick skin all the time. You really could never allow yourself to be vulnerable, or caring, because then you look soft. Then you look like, you could be taken advantage of. So we taking pictures half the time. We don't even want to smile. We want to look mean. We want screw face,
Mm-hmm.
So we have to have this bravado all the time because we don't want anybody to think you come take advantage of us because the world is kicking our ass.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So women can be harsh because that same bravado that we have to keep up and all that, we hurt them with it because we have to balance things out. So we don't know nothing about balance. That same stuff you got in the street, don't bring that stuff home to your lady. You know what I mean? When you come home to your lady, that's a place to feel safe, and valued and cherished,
Mm-hmm.
But if you bring that stuff from the street into your home, she's not gonna feel safe and cherished and honored. And you're gonna have strife and distress in your home.
Right. So as we wrap this episode up, what do you think are some solutions for women to, I guess, make it more easier on themselves? Because I feel like they putting themselves through all of this bullshit because I don't deal with this. So, I I feel for them. But like, what do you think that they can do to approach relationships in a better way so that they can start forming solid foundations for a relationship instead of just running every nigga off that they meet?
Mm. Damn, Nicole, you talking a mouthful there. If I had the answer to that,
Hey, Joe, so cool.
if I had the answer to that, I would be a multi millionaire. How do we keep running each other off? I mean, I think what it comes down to a matter of just respecting one another, whether you agree or not with the person's view of things, some of the things that they do. If you can't sit down and discuss them,
oh Lord,
if you don't, what?
Joe, the comment.
Oh, you ain't running, you ain't run them off, TheeEnicole.
well, my question is more so not because I see you about to go deep. My thing, I want to talk about the initial meeting first, like because she basically said, "Let's play the video one more time."
Okay.
Because I'm gonna tell you what I see in the video when we come back.
Said that you cannot teach a man or tell a man how to be a man. So I will not ask you to indict men in this question, but I do want you to speak, Ayanla, to how women need to, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build, when some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all, they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it, if he owns the bus,
that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well, I would date a bus.
You've said.
So let me tell you what I see, right? I feel money is the easiest thing to get, right? And if you don't feel that money is the easiest thing to get, then you ain't really a hustler. Maybe you need to just stick to your 9 to 5, right? If you with somebody who treats you right, that you attracted to, y'all can build together. If you come to me with $1, I'm damn sure show you how to quadruple that motherfucker. Okay? So I think that is, I mean, yes, we need money to live. However, that's not the most important thing in life. So my thing is, to what she's saying, it seems as if, and this is my assumption from what she said, because of course we didn't watch the whole conversation, but the title is Straightening Your Crowns. How can you expect a king if you treat everybody you meet like a peasant?
Yep.
Half the time you treat a man a certain type of way, he won't even show you who he really is because he see how you coming off from the gate.
And you attract what you give off.
Exactly. Like the people with the most money walk around looking like bums, like not necessarily bums, clothes dirty, but I'm saying like the people with the money ain't flashy. So you approaching these people based on what you see and you jumping down their throat. Why would they just lay out on the table what they have to offer? And this is how you approach them.
Billionaires, people that are very, very wealthy, affluent, they don't wear what middle class and poor people wear.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They make the products that we wear, but they themselves don't wear it. You very seldom see Bill Gates in a suit. He got some jeans on, some penny loafers, a flannel shirt, very plain. He not to prove nothing to nobody by wearing a bunch of jewelry and red bottom shoes and all this nonsense.
The brokest people.
Yeah, right. Now I know that the affluent women, because women like to have more shoes, they got closets with just for shoes.
But guess what? The gift about being a woman is the clothes don't wear you. You wear the clothes. So if you shape nice and you got and your face is, you know, doing what it do, I could put on anything and make it look like $1,000. I feel like people's brains are fucked up.
Yeah. Well, just like hers.
Damn.
She's leading with, he don't have the earnings. He don't have the resources, because she's thinking about her lifestyle. How can he provide me with the lifestyle that I think I'm worthy of? That's what she's saying. Everything with her was
you
money.
need to have yourself at the lifestyle that you want to be at. You shouldn't go get a man to maintain or begin the lifestyle that you want. You should already have this so-called stuff that you feel like you deserve, in my opinion.
Should, but a lot don't. See,
I think I just, hold on, Alex. I think I just answered my own question. I think a lot of these women want the man to put them in a different position, and that's why it's not working.
You know what's interesting? And I heard somebody discussing this the other day. They said a man will spend his life to build, you know, an empire, you know, millions of dollars, resources. He built, and then after he build all that, then he'll go and find a woman to build a family with and do that whole thing. He'll seek out a woman to build a family with. If a woman go out on her own and build her an empire and so forth and so on, she ain't looking to share that with no man. She's like, I'm independent. Look what I did on my own. I'm independent. That the attitude is just different. You know, it's just different. You know, and we have to get to the root of it. And look, there's fault to go all around, you know, with men and women. There's fault all over the place. You know, the question is, how do we get to a place of better understanding, you know, better healing? Because I think when you understand that just people are people and we're all, you know, flawed, you'll save yourself a lot of headaches.
Yeah.
Because you keep thinking people are perfect and never going to do nothing wrong. You setting yourself up. I found the perfect person. Nobody's perfect. I found Mr. Right. I found Miss Right.
Well, I feel like that's where one of the problems is too. What's going on? I am the streets. I feel like that's a problem too. Like, stop telling everybody all your damn business. Like, I've never been one to just announce who I'm dealing with and what all they got going. That's not nobody's business.
Listen, TheeEnicole, me and my girl had this discussion the other day about posting stuff on social media and who love who and pictures here and changing statuses and all that kind of stuff. It's really nobody's business.
No,
because they looking, first of all, if you're together with somebody, they looking to poke holes in your game anyway. Who is
exactly?
Let me go to her page and troll.
And they go back to them females that think everybody want them. And because he said good morning to her 6 years ago, girl, I used to mess with him. Girl, no, you didn't. He used to say hi. That's it.
Right. And then they'll start sending her, you know, instant messages from things that y'all was discussing before you even met your girl.
Exactly.
So it's like, what are you sending her this for? And secondly, to your girl, why are you believing that mess? Why are you even entertaining that?
Exactly. Well, so if you didn't tell nobody your damn business, then you probably be in love.
Right. You know, because TheeEnicole, I know you're an energy person. I'm an energy person. Very much so. I've learned this over the years. And when you allow certain energies.
Hey, Kimberly Reviews.
When you allow certain energies. Hey, Kimberly, what's up, baby?
Make sure y'all go subscribe to Kimberly as well. Great content over there. Very nice. And while we're speaking of energy, she has lovely energy.
And Kimberly got a lot of money. She traveled a lot. So she owed me some money.
Why are you telling her business?
She owed me some money.
I'm telling her business. I got your back, Kimberly. Don't worry.
But, you know, I'm an energy person. And when you allow certain energies into your realm, you know, it causes toxicity. Before we close, I'm going to give you a perfect example of energy.
Okay.
Right? Now, I'm not a dog person. Okay,
Me either.
but some people love dogs, right?
Too much.
Now me and my boy coming down the street. There's a
Mm-hmm.
dog down the street, no leash, nothing. He just sitting there, right?
Oh, hell no.
My boy who love dogs, he'll be like, "Oh, look at the dog. He's so beautiful. Oh, here, come here, boy, come here." And that strange dog will let him pat him and rub on him, and the dog will lick him and everything, whatever, and turn to me and start going, "Arr,
Hi,
arr,
brother.
arr." Start to growl at me because you know why? The energy. And
Yeah.
animals are much more sensitive to this than we are.
Yeah.
Okay, but the dog don't know neither one of us. But my energy is bad. He know I don't like dogs, so he's growling at me. You
Right.
know, so that's how energy works, man. And you got to try to really protect your space.
Yeah.
I know you're proud to be with somebody. You're happy to be with somebody, but you always got to be aware that people are gonna be looking to poke holes in your game all the time.
Always, Kimberly.
What you saying?
You're always cutting up. That's what you get when you be messing with these OGs. I'm telling you.
Oh man, Kimmy, that's my
I'm
girl
great,
though.
brother. Thanks for coming through. I hope you're doing well as well.
Yeah.
But I agree with that, Alex. Like, her energy was off. Like, you could tell by how she's talking about these men that her energy is off. So when your energy is off, how do you expect this man to just be all gung-ho about talking to your ass and you are a bitch? Like, I'm sorry to say that, but a lot of women approach men like he owe you something. He doesn't even owe you yet. He don't know what you have to offer. How are you coming through with all these requirements and expectations, and you haven't even shown that you're worthy of what you expect?
How many times, TheeEnicole, have you heard a woman say, "How am I going to lay down with him and give him my body if he can't even help me pay my rent and my bills and my car note? How am I supposed to lay down with him?"
You
What?
shouldn't be laying with nobody if you need help paying anything. That's just how I feel. I'm sorry.
You hear
Sorry,
it all
y'all.
the time.
I'm not
You hear
sorry.
it. If he can't help me, why would I lay down with him? So you selling yourself. That's what you're doing. Just call it what it is.
Right.
Forget about.
And if that's what you want to do, then cool. Say it.
Right.
But at the same time, like I said, Alex, the day and age that we live in, many are not, they don't care about saying that. They cool with that.
Mhm.
But then that's my thing. If you cool with that, then just know that you're going to get a certain type of man. Like, what I'm saying ultimately in my closing is be real with yourself. If you know what type of female you are, then I'm going to need you to get real with the nigga that you expect to be with, or the man. I'll say the man, okay? The man that you are expecting to be with, be real with yourself and see if y'all equal, because y'all probably not.
Mm.
And if you want better, then you need to step your shit up.
That part. You attract what you put out.
Yeah.
So y'all just keep supporting my girl, TheeEnicole here. Keep supporting us. Old school, new school, of course. Old school reigns victorious most of the time.
OMG.
And
y'all know the new school is running around. No, listen, I'm here for the new school because I am new school, but I feel that we do need to get back to some of these old school, some, not all, but we need to get back to some of the old school ideologies. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Thanks, brother. We be trying to, because yes, my big bro is in the building. Yeah, he is the OG, and he's just as crazy as magnetic repellent. Okay.
What's up, bro?
But I just think we all need to step it up and be better on both sides. You know what I'm saying? So we can be better for each other and to each other.
Do you think as we leave here, a woman like that in the video, a woman that's been damaged, irreparably damaged, okay? Do you think there's any hope left for her in the dating game to really find someone and be happy?
No, I don't. Because you have to do the work on yourself first. If you can't make yourself happy by yourself, then you're never going to be happy fully with somebody else, and you're not never going to be able to make somebody else happy fully. You have to be okay with being by yourself and being able to chill with yourself and being happy in that first. Because two incompletes don't make a complete. I heard a man say that the other day, two halves make a whole. No, the fuck they don't. They do not, in my opinion. You need to come to somebody as a whole person. And if you're not a whole person, it's cool, but be honest about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people are not honest about it. Like, we've all been through stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So just be honest about it so the person knows what they're dealing with.
Well, I tell you this, two halves don't make a whole, but a high body count make a whole.
Oh my God. My brother said, honestly, we can both learn from each other. We all have to be open to listen and to change. Exactly. And that is what that lady's face said she was not willing to do.
Right. Her face
Like,
said it all.
she's stuck in her ways. And if you don't come with that, then she's not talking to you. But here's the thing, though. A person could have all of that stuff. They can have the money, they can have the clothes, they can have the cars, they can have the houses, but they beat your ass, or they disrespect you, or they rob you. That's how they got their money in the first place. Like, I feel like the what I want to say.
Nicole, you know how women sell their souls, or people sell their souls for money all the time. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna use your boy Trump as an example.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
Yeah.
This dude running for president of the United States of America. And in his campaigning, he's talking about grabbing women by the crotch. That's what they need. Slapping them on the behind.
Well, sometimes we do. I'm sorry.
Wow. Okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. You know, committing lewd acts with women and
For
paying
sure,
for
brother.
paying for intercourse. He's a married man, or he just didn't care, right? But who put him in office? White women. You know why? Not because they necessarily liked him, but they knew he would protect their lifestyle. He would go all out to protect their lifestyle. So they don't care how they get treated. As long as they get to stay in the big house and bake cookies and make cupcakes and have tea parties and all that kind of stuff, they don't care how their man treat them. That's been going on forever, those type of women.
Well, I care, damn it.
And you should, as well, you should. As well, you should. As well as any human being should.
Yeah.
So
the moral of the story for me is, women, do a little better when you expecting all of these things from men or women or whoever you mess with. Who are me to judge? Whoever you mess with and whoever you want to be in a partnership with, be willing to do those same things for the person, or don't be surprised when you look around and you be single next week.
Right. Acting shocked.
Yeah. So, I don't know what I did. Girl, you know what you did or didn't do. But as always, this is old school versus new school. We're going to be here same time, same place next week with who knows what we're going to be talking about. But make sure that you guys go and support my co-host, Magnetic Repelling. He has great content over there. Y'all see he's crazy. So y'all should go over there and see what he's talking about, because he is actually a very dope individual. Happy to have him on the panel with me. But yeah, that's the show for this week. And I hope that you all have a great, productive week after you leave us.
Thank you, TheeEnicole. Love y'all.
Yes, we're out of here.